Hello friends, this is Shelley from Koala Knits and Knacks. Thank you so much for joining me in this tutorial. Today we are going to make this two-toned reversible beanie. You're going to need to grab two of your favorite colors. For me, I'm using Bernat premium yarn in the colors Coral Peach and Baby Yellow. And when you reverse this hat, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have the lighter color on the top and the darker color for the brim. And so it's a fun beanie to make. It's an easy beanie to make, and you're going to enjoy adding it to your collection. We're also going to make a two-toned Pom Pom. You're going to want to see how I do that at the end of the video. I use a certain technique to get the striping like that. And I'm using my 46 needle Addi, but you can go ahead, use your 48 needle Centro if that's what you have. All right, friends, thanks again for joining me. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And let's make ourselves a beanie. All right, if you're ready, I am ready. We're gonna take our first color. So for this particular beanie, we need two colors. We're gonna bring our last white and our first black needle in line with our yarn feeder, and we're gonna cast on. Taking our yarn, we're gonna go in front of that first black, behind the next, in front, behind, in front, behind, and we're doing this all the way around. And as we do so, we're just letting it slip through our fingers. I don't want you to put any tension on there at all. Just let it naturally flow. That will give you greater success on your first round. Before we get to that first round, let's turn our row counter to 0. Past it, gotta go back, and then we'll continue on. When we get behind that last white needle, we're gonna open our yarn feeder and we're gonna pop it in there, okay? Now we're going to begin to knit. I'm going to hold it in my fingers like this, just like that, and let it slip through. I do have a tensioner. I prefer to hold it with my fingers so I can feel if there's knots coming up or whatever. End of my yarn. I just like the feel of it. I like the control I can have by holding it, so that's what I do. I can feel if it's getting tight coming out of my ball, which it was just now, so I have to stop, take some out. And you'll notice I'm going slow the first couple of rounds. Because there's no weight yet to pull this down and to help those loops go over the red teeth, you gotta go a little bit slower in the beginning, few rows, so that you don't get tuck stitches. See, there we go. Or split stitches or anything there that you don't like. And we're gonna keep knitting just like this for 70 rows. This is an easy beanie. We're gonna do many beanies in this beanie extravaganza. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. It's a great way to get rid of some of your leftover yarn that you have in your stash from projects that you've used them for in the past, and that you might have a little bit left over, and you can make a beanie. So for this particular one, we need two colors. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna find that right speed and the right tension for this particular yarn that I'm using. And I think I found it. I could probably go a little bit faster, but when I'm knitting, I'm always watching in here to make sure that that loop is going down over the little red teeth, because if it gets stuck up on the white needle and doesn't go down, you're gonna get a tucked stitch. So I'm gonna watch that, and I'm just gonna keep going like this for 70 rows. When my project starts to touch the table, when it just reaches the base there, I'm going to come back and show you what we do with it there. Otherwise, friends, keep going till you have 70 rows. Easy peasy beanie. How's it going, friends? Just thought I'd pop on to show you how beautifully this yarn works in my machine. I can go at a pretty good speed here, getting a good workout on my arm. And I'm still keeping my eye right here to make sure I get no tuck stitches. I've become very good at having an eagle eye. I can see when it's going to happen. But this yarn, Bernat premium yarn, oh, my machine loves it. So I'm having a good old time doing this. My beanie's not going to take me very long at all. I have 60 rows. I only have to do 70 of this color, and it's still not touching the table, so I probably won't have to do it at this point. But just because I said I would show you, if you are new and yours is starting to touch the table, you're going to pick it up like this, and you're going to hold it up on itself into a donut. That helps to keep the tension along your needles here nice and tight, because otherwise if it pushed up like this, you could risk dropping a loop off the red teeth and dropping your row, and you don't want that. So having this tightness here prevents you from getting a dropped row, but it also helps the loop to fall down over the white teeth because it's a little bit tighter, and helps the process. So this is 63, 64, and I'm going till 70. Just finishing up row 70, watching for that black divider to come around, which, by the way, if you're new to my channel, this is the last white needle. This is the first black needle. I take a permanent black marker and I mark that divider. So I always see when the end of my row is coming around, and I just stop it right in front of the guide, and it is perfect. I'm going to cut off that working tail. You don't need very long, just a little bit. Pop it into the center there. You're going to grab your second color, which for me is my baby yellow in Bernat Premium. Pop it into your yarn feeder. We are going to do a jogless join. So from this point, you can take that tail and put it around the other side of your white needle, just like that. Now, because I only have one tail to join, I'm going to tighten it on the machine, but we're going to knit 3 rows first of the yellow. Otherwise, when I'm doing a blanket and I do several jogless joins, I fix them all when they're off the machine, but we're going to do it on the machine, so stick with me. Let's first knit 3 or 4 needles, just like that. Then we're going to take our yellow, our color that we're knitting with. We're going to help that down over the little divider there. And you see how loopy that looks? We want to have a nice even tension. So we're going to pull on both ends and tighten that up. That way it matches the tension of the rest of the project as it goes around. Just going to cut these a little bit. Where is my garbage? Moved it over to this side. Okay, and we're going to go slow on that first row, just in case there's a little bit of a texture change from one color to the next. You want to make sure those loops drop down and that needle picks it up and takes it through. There we go. That first needle will look like it has 2 loops because it does, because of the way we did our jogless join. Now we're going to go around. It would have been the last needle, the white one, that looked like it had 2 loops, because when we went back the other way, then there was now 2 loops. Just that first round, but that's okay. We're going to fix that. So now I've done 4 rounds. I'm going to just pop up and see if yeah, you can see this in the camera. What you're going to do, you know what? I'm going to just go around again, and I'm going to have it at a better angle. About there. There we go. You're going to take your 2 ends. This is the new one that we put in. This is the first color. And we are going to now tighten this. So to do so, you're going to take both of these and you're going to pull them away from each other. Watch in here how this snugs up to itself. And you will feel it when it happens. Don't pull too tight. Just pull till it pops into place. You literally will feel when it's in place. And what that did is it took the row from when you knit in the circular, when you come around, it goes on top of each other, and then the next one comes around and the rows on top of each other like that. And we wanted to bring those rows together in a straight line like this, and that's what we did with this jogless join. And so we're going to now take this. I want you to tie this one, but don't pull on this really tight now because you've already got it to the place that you need it. Tie the second one tight, just like that, really tight. Then you can go ahead and cut these short, and your jogless join is done. You don't have to think about it again. And we're going to keep knitting, and we're going to do 70 rows of this second color, and that will take us to row 140 on our counter. Aren't these 2 colors beautiful together? Just love them. Reminds me of a sunshiny day. So I'm going to keep going, friends, till I get 140 rows done. And after every 15 or so rows, I'm going to just pick this up. I'm going to keep rolling it. And by the end, you'll have a nice, beautiful donut. All right, 140 rows complete. That's 70 rows of the second color, and I'll see you then. Just clicked on row 140. I'm going to watch for that black divider to come around, and there it is. Woohoo! Okay, so now for this part, we're going to take our yarn out of our feeder. We're going to make sure that it goes between the last white and the first black. We still have to finish knitting this one, and we have to knit this one. But we're going to take off a tail that goes around our barrel 1.5 to 2 times. Once you've used your machine over and over and over and over again, you don't have to measure it. You just know. Okay? Then we're going to take that tail, and we're going to pop it onto our needle, and we're going to remove our stitches. So to do that, I'm going to crank my handle, same direction as I have been, and this needle of this first stitch dropped down, so I can now take off that stitch. pull it straight out and not up, because if you pull it up, you're going to risk taking this one with it, and then you'll drop your row. Okay, and until we can get some slack on here, we just do one at a time, just like that. Pull it straight out. And if you're still not sure, put your finger over top of the next needle so that that loop doesn't lift up and come off. Okay, and I'll do one more single one like this, and then I'll show you what you can do. Now that you have a little bit of slack in here, you can take it off, hold it on the needle with your thumb. Hold it on the needle, hold it on the needle, hold it on the needle. And pull through. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove all of our stitches from our machine. And there we go. We have our project off the machine. I'm going to remove my machine and I'll meet you right back. All right, now we get to unroll our beautiful project. Now, if you're new to our channel, to my channel, and you're new to circular knitting, this is the right side of the material. When you look at it on this side and you see all these little loops, that's the wrong side. You can choose to have whichever side out that you like, but in my projects, right throughout my whole channel, I like this to be, this is the right side. It looks more right. This is what we need to, this is what I like to keep on the outside. So you can choose if you like. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just take our project and we're going to stretch it widthwise, and then we're going to stretch it lengthwise, and we're going to watch as all those beautiful stitches fall into their right alignment and soften up. Like, look at the difference that makes from there to there. It's amazing. One of my favorite parts of doing a project is stretching out the fabric. It just looks so good. Now let's see if we can find where our jogless join is. Okay, that looks pretty straight. There it is. I can see it. But it is also, I can see it because I can see the little yellow knot peeking through there. But we've got a straight line coming right across, and that's what we were aiming for. Okay, friends, so what you're going to do is you're going to take one side, doesn't matter which side you start with. I'll just grab this one because it's here. And we're going to pull on this drawstring to tighten our end. I'm going to cut it off. I do not need a long piece like that. Once you get a really long length and it gets in your way, just cut it off. But what you want to do is you want to unroll this as you go. You want to always make sure you have a very smooth top edge as you're cinching, okay? It will just make for a much, much nicer beanie. Much nicer finished look. But before I close it all the way, I'm going to grab my cinch guide. This cinch guide comes with these Pom-kins. I'll put the link in the description box below. But this is to attach a pom-pom so you have a removable pom-pom on your beanie, which is what I want. I love this. This is one of my favorite things. And so you stick this in here and you cinch it. Now, if you don't have the cinch guide or the Pom-kins, you can stick a pen in there, and that will be a good enough size hole as well, if you want to use whatever you have for removable pom-pom holders. I also have one that I buy the clear plastic cutting boards from Dollarama, and I make my own removable pom-pom things. They don't look like this. You can find it on my channel under miscellaneous. I think it's under miscellaneous techniques or whatever. You'll have to just look on my YouTube channel. But I do show you how to make your own pom-pom holders. But I would highly recommend you order these. Sam and Brenda are the ones that own the company, and they will help you out. And you will not be disappointed. They have lots of cute little things on there. So go ahead and take a look at that, and the option is there for you to order. I get nothing from it, just so you know. I just happen to love them and use them in my projects, so I like to promote them. There we go. And I'm going to go around. I've gone around that top layer of stitches one full time. I can now take this out, or let me tie my knot first. Either way, I'm going to tie my knot first. I'm going to just pick up one strand. I'm going to tie that knot, push that knot down with my thumb. Didn't do a very good job, but I'm going to hide it into my work in just a second, so it's okay. That wasn't a knot. You're seeing I'm having a struggle with this knot. You know why? Because this needle is too thick. I never use a thick needle like this for this project, but in the process of taking my project off the machine, this little plastic loop came out of my favorite needle, the last one that I had of that size. It came out, and so then I had to throw it away. Almost lost all my stitches, but I was able to catch them. There we go. So now I have that little space ready for my removable pom-pom, and this I'm gonna hide. It's gonna hide once I stick that inside, so no worries, I'm not concerned about it. Pop that inside, then pull on it tight, and you see how I hid that knot right in there, just like that. And I'm gonna pinch that, and I'm gonna bring it through to the other side. Take that out, make sure that that yarn tail is out, and we're going to now cinch up the other side in the same manner, okay? Maybe we'll have a little bit more luck with this one. Unwinding it, popping that cinch guide in there, just like that. I'm going to cut this off so I'm not fighting with the long tail. I'm going to then go around and I'm going to reinforce the very top row of this yellow side, just like this, going all around one time. So you can smooth that out so that you can see where your top row stitches are. Then you can get under it. By the way, these are metal wool needles. You see I use them in most of my videos. I absolutely love them. You can get them on Amazon or in Walmart. Those are the two places that I'm aware of. And they come in packages of 3 different sizes. And they are worth every cent. I just absolutely love them. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna now take one strand here, tie this off in a knot, pull that down with my thumbnail, go back in there, do it one more time. Then I can go ahead and take that cinch guide out. I'm gonna just smooth this out a little bit, make it a lot easier. Put my hand in there, just go around and smooth it out. Get it nice and straight. Then from there, you're gonna take these two. The trick here is you want to make sure that this yarn tail is on the same side as this. So if on the inside this yarn tail is coming off this part of the circle, then it's going to cross over and you're going to have a hard time getting your cinch guide in. So make sure that it lines up with this tail. So this tail lines up right here. Make sure that on the inside layer it's there as well and it's not over here. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to take these two. You're going to tie a firm knot, you know they're right up against each other, and another knot, and I always do 3 for this project, and 3. Then I'm gonna cut these a little bit shorter so they're easier to work with. Once again, pop these onto my needle, put my hand inside of here, and then I'm gonna put these yarn tails in between the 2 layers, right in there, in between the 2 layers, bring it out. I'm going to pull on it so that knot goes inside my work. Cut it off. I can see that bright orange poking through that yellow, and I think it looks gorgeous. Then, when you roll up your brim, and if you're familiar with my channel, you know I love a wider brim. That's why I always do 140 rows. People will ask the question all the time, how many rows do you do for an adult beanie? You will get responses of 120 right up to 140. Doesn't matter what group you're asking it in, it always varies. I will tell you that I have a row chart that I follow on the featured section of my Facebook group, and you can see how many rows you need to make for each size of beanie. But for my adult beanies, I always do 40 for a roll-up brim because I like the look of a wide brim. If you're doing 120 rows, yes, that'll work too, but you'll get a narrow brim that looks like that. I mean, this will be up there, of course, because there won't be as many rows, but you'll get a narrower brim, and I personally don't like the look of that as much. Just my personal preference. And that's like a nice hug to your ears when you're wearing it like that in a cold winter's day. So that's one side. Turn it around the other way. And there's the opposite color. So that, my friends, is how you make a reversible 2-colored beanie. Isn't it absolutely beautiful? Now what we're going to do is we are going to grab, I want a huge pom-pom on this one. So I'm using my Clover pom-pom maker. The number on the back, if you need to know that, is 85. Okay, and I am going to show you how I'm going to wrap a pom-pom on this one. I do have a video showing you how to use a clover pom-pom makers. Make sure you check that out if you need to. But I'm going to wrap this one in a special way that's not in that video, and so you'll want to watch. Grab both colors of your yarn and your clover pom-pom maker if you have one. Taking my pom-pom maker, I'm going to open one side just like that. I'm going to take one of my colors. Let's choose the yellow. And we're going to just pop it on there and we're going to start wrapping. I'm counting 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I'm going to do 40 of that color. I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to grab my second color, holding that little tail. I don't want it to unravel. And I'm going to do 40 of this color. So just evenly trying to get it around, just like that. I'm going to cut that off. So I started with yellow. And then I did 40 of that color, and I'm going to put this one on. And I'm going to do 40 of this color, wrapping it fairly even right across. It's okay about that. It'll cut off when we trim our pom-pom. I think that was 40. I'm going to take my orange, or whatever color this is, and we're going to do another 40. And 40. I'm going to cut that off. Take your yellow one more time. Where's my end? There it is. And you got it. I'm going to wrap 40 wraps. There we go. There's 40 wraps. I'm going to cut that off. Close that end. All right, so now we're going to take our pom-pom maker and we're going to open the other side, and we're going to start with our second color. So we started with the yellow before. We're going to start with this color this time, and we're going to wrap 40. 40 of this color, then 40 yellow, 40 of this, 40 yellow, 40 of this. So that's 200 rows all together. So we're going to do exactly what we did on this first half, but we're doing the opposite coloring on this half. Go ahead and do that, and then I'll meet you back. All right, so I have my pom-pom maker ready to move on to the next step. As I was cutting my yarn tail, of course I went like this and I snipped my finger with it. You know what? Bled a lot, but it didn't hurt, to be honest with you. I guess I'm getting used to hurting myself when I do crafting. But you're going to take your scissors and you're going to go into that center. There's a little groove there that you follow, and you're going to cut. Don't worry about some of the stragglers if they're a little bit longer from when you changed colors, because we're going to fix that. Then you keep going around, just like this. Get through all those layers. I have 2 pairs of these scissors. This one's getting dull. I need to get rid of them. Use the other one. Then you're going to take a piece of yarn. There's a couple feet long, you're going to put it in half. You need a double layer for this. So I have my loop at the one end. I'm going to pop that into the center there. I'm going to bring it all the way around, and I'm going to put these two tails through that center loop, through that loop, okay? Just like that. Then I'm going to pull and pull back till I get it really tight. You'll have a very hard time snapping this because it's a double layer, but still be very careful. There we go. That's very tight. And so now I'm going to take my two yarn tails. I'm going to put one around this way and put one around this way. And I'm going to come back and meet on the one side here, and I'm going to tie a nice firm knot. This one you have to be careful. You don't want to snap it because it's now a single layer that you're pulling. This is just to reinforce the first one. There we go. That should hold your pom-pom. I can cut this off just a little bit. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open your little sides here. Like that, and this other side as well. Pull this apart, and you have a beautiful pom-pom almost. Now you could hold two strands, one of each color, and go around two, but I like how this, once we get it cut, you'll see it more distinguished, but we have our layers. We have a line and a line and a line, a line, and I love that patterning. So it's just a different way of doing it. And because this is our beanie extravaganza, we're doing different things. So now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut all around the perimeter of this pom-pom, just like this. I usually do it over my garbage, but I'm doing this for you. Okay? And you just make it nice and beautiful. I literally sometimes cut off quite a bit. I want to make it round. Hold it on the bottom there. Fluff it up. And just go around and give it a good haircut. If you miss this, you're missing a fine detail and you'll have a messy looking pom-pom. You know me, I like to concentrate on the little details. I think it makes a big difference. Give it a little turn. Fluff it out. I see a couple that are a little bit longer. Give it a little shake. You can see how it's coming into play here already. I'm going to do this all around my pom-pom. See how this side is messy because I haven't got to it yet. Going to shake it, which I'm being very careful here because I don't want it all over my rug. I'm going to shake it into my garbage right away. And then I'm going to continue. And I'm just going to keep going around till I have the perimeter all nice and smooth. All around this whole thing is nice and even and smooth. Takes a little bit of time, but it's worth every effort. So go ahead and finish that and I'll meet you back when I'm done as well. All right, there you go. Got a big, beautiful pom-pom. Now I'm going to make mention before we attach this that sometimes I get comments on my Facebook group and underneath the videos saying, I hate the clover maker because the strands, you know, come apart. If you tighten it the way I did, you should never have a problem. But if you take one of these and you pull it, it's going to easily come out. Like, that only stands to reason. But when people are wearing them, and it's on the hat, nobody's sitting there picking out pom-pom things. If you're not sitting there and picking out strands, it's never going to come apart. I promise you. You can throw it in the washing machine, in the dryer, yada, yada, yada. It's never going to come apart. But if you pull on a strand, of course it's going to come out, okay? So just wanted to take that opportunity to mention that. We're going to take our two back tails here. We're going to separate them. We're going to then take our Pom-kin, pop it in the center just like that. I'm going to take one side and I'm going to go around. And again. I'm going to take the other side. I'm going to go the opposite direction, around and again. I want this pumpkin to be really close to my pom-pom, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to just pull on it. Then I'm going to take these two, and I'm going to tie a firm knot. Just like that. Is this loose enough or tight enough? Yes, it is. A firm knot, just like that. You can go ahead, pop these two strands back on your needle. Might have to do one at a time. just like that. Then you're going to take them up through your pom-pom, push it through that middle, out the top, pull it up, cut them off. And then it looks so beautiful. Look at the striping on there. But then you're going to keep this folded in half, and it's kind of hard to do at times because it springs back, but that's what you want it to do. That's the purpose of this, because then once it's inside the hat, it holds itself in place. So you're going to find your little hole at the top there that you left with your cinch guide. You're going to pop the end of your pumpkin into your beanie, turn it the other way, and there you go. It spreads open. Isn't that perfect, you guys? And then you have a beautiful, beautiful pom-pom, and from there you can do some more little fine tuning if you need to. See, I see a couple that I don't like, so I will trim them. That's how I am. I want to make it perfect. And there you go. We've got a beautiful, beautiful beanie. You can then take this off, pinch it on the inside, pop it out of the top, and these work great with the faux fur pom-poms with the elastic. You just wrap the elastic around the pumpkin. You put this in half, just like that. You go ahead and you pinch this again, and you pop it into this side. And again, you can wear this hat without the pom-pom too, right? That hole is not too big that it looks bad. It looks great, actually. And then we pull that up. It's spread out just like that. And there's your double-colored reversible beanie with a beautiful matching pom-pom. Look at the striping in there. Isn't that pretty how that works out? I just absolutely love it. There it is, friends. This is the one side of our two-toned reversible beanie, and there's the other side. I think it looks very, very nice. I love these two colors together, but of course, you choose your favorite two colors that you would like to put together, and go ahead and make yourself a two-toned reversible beanie. And when you're done, please show me in my Facebook group. I would love to see. If you are sharing in other groups, would you mind please adding the link? If you do so, it would help my channel out, and I would appreciate that also very much. So thanks again for watching, friends. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Take care and have a blessed day.